The conference room went silent when I walked in. 40 pairs of eyes turned toward me, but only one pair mattered. Victoria's face drained of color as I took my seat at the head of the table. Her perfectly manicured hand trembled slightly as she reached for her water glass. I smiled, adjusted my blazer, and began the meeting. "Good morning, everyone. I'm your new regional director." 3 years ago, she'd laughed in my face at our engagement party, calling me her fiancé's backup plan. Today, she was about to learn what happens when the backup plan stops playing nice. Before I explain how we got here, let me take you back to where it started. I'm Nina, and I spent most of my 20s being the dependable friend, the one who showed up early, stayed late, and never complained. My best friend since college was Victoria. We'd shared dorm rooms, late-night study sessions, and dreams about our future careers in marketing. She was bold and confident, always center stage. I was quieter, more analytical, the one who made sure things actually got done. We balanced each other perfectly, or so I thought. Everything changed when I met Andrew at a networking event. He was charming, ambitious, working his way up at a tech startup. We clicked instantly over shared interests in vintage bookstores and terrible action movies. Within 6 months, we were inseparable. I thought I'd found my person. I even introduced him to Victoria at a dinner party I hosted. They talked for hours about business strategies while I cleaned up. I remember feeling proud that my two favorite people were getting along so well. I should have noticed how her eyes lingered on him. Andrew proposed on a rainy Tuesday in my tiny apartment. Nothing fancy, just him, me, and a simple ring he'd saved months to buy. I called Victoria immediately, breathless with excitement. She insisted on throwing us an engagement party at her place, said it would be her gift to us. I should have questioned why she was suddenly so involved in our relationship. The party was scheduled for March 15th, exactly 3 months after the proposal. I spent weeks planning my outfit, imagining toasts and celebrations. I had no idea I was walking into an ambush. The party was beautiful. Victoria had transformed her apartment with string lights and flowers. About 30 friends gathered, laughing and drinking champagne. Andrew seemed distracted all evening, checking his phone, avoiding eye contact with me. Around 9 o'clock, Victoria clinked her glass for attention. I thought she was about to make a toast celebrating us. Instead, she reached for Andrew's hand. "We have an announcement," she said, her voice steady and cold. My stomach dropped before she even finished the sentence. "Andrew and I are together now. We've been seeing each other for 2 months." The room fell completely silent. I stood frozen, champagne glass gripping so tight I thought it might shatter. Andrew wouldn't look at me. He just stood there beside Victoria, his hand in hers, like I was already erased from his life. Someone near the kitchen dropped a plate. The sound snapped me back to reality. "What?" My voice came out smaller than I intended. Victoria smiled, that same smile she'd used 1,000 times before, but now it looked different, cruel. "I'm sorry, Nina. But honestly, you were always his plan B. He settled for safe, but he wanted exciting." I don't remember leaving the party. I don't remember the cab ride home or unlocking my apartment door. I just remember sitting on my bathroom floor at midnight, still wearing my carefully chosen dress, mascara streaking down my face. The ring sat on my finger, mocking me. I twisted it off and dropped it in my jewelry box, buried under earrings I never wore. For 3 days, I called in sick to work. I ignored texts from mutual friends who'd witnessed the humiliation. Victoria sent one message: "I hope we can still be friends eventually." I blocked her number. But here's what Victoria didn't know about me. Beneath the quiet exterior, beneath the people-pleasing tendencies, I had something she never developed: actual skill. While she'd spent our college years networking and schmoozing professors, I'd been building real expertise in data analytics and market strategy. At our marketing firm, Bradford and Associates, I was the one client specifically requested for complex campaigns. Victoria handled the flashy presentations. I handled the work that actually drove results. My boss, Mr. Calloway, had noticed. 2 weeks after the engagement disaster, he called me into his office. "Nina, I'm recommending you for the Advanced Leadership Program," Calloway said, sliding a folder across his desk. "It's a year-long intensive with our parent company, Harrison Global. If you complete it successfully, you'll be in line for senior management positions." I stared at the folder. This was the program people waited years to be offered. "Why me?" I asked. Calloway leaned back in his chair. "Because you're the best analyst we have, and you're wasted in your current position. Stop hiding behind other people's spotlights." I accepted on the spot. Victoria worked 3 floors below me. She'd have no idea what I was doing. The program was brutal. 60-hour weeks, case studies, presentations to executives who tore apart every weakness in your strategy. I thrived. For the first time in years, I wasn't worried about making someone else comfortable or staying small so others could shine. I was competing, learning, growing. 6 months in, I led a project that saved Harrison Global $2 million by identifying inefficiencies in their supply chain. The CEO mentioned me by name in a company-wide email. Meanwhile, I heard through former co-workers that Victoria had gotten engaged to Andrew. I felt nothing. They deserved each other. By month 10 of the program, I'd been offered 3 different positions. I chose Regional Director of the Northeast Division, which oversaw 15 offices including Bradford and Associates, my old firm. The job came with a corner office, a salary that made my eyes water, and direct authority over every employee in the region, including Victoria. I accepted the position in November and started in January. HR sent the announcement to all offices on a Monday morning. I got 7 congratulatory texts from old colleagues. Victoria wasn't among them. I wondered if she'd even seen the email. My first day as regional director, I scheduled individual meetings with department heads from each office. Bradford and Associates was last on my list. I wanted Victoria to spend the entire week wondering when I'd show up. The rumors would reach her first, building anticipation and dread. When I finally walked into Bradford's main conference room that Friday morning, the entire management team was waiting. Victoria sat in the middle, her face carefully neutral. But I saw her hands shaking under the table. "Good morning," I said calmly. Taking my seat, "Let's talk about quarterly performance metrics." The meeting lasted 2 hours. I reviewed every department's numbers, asked pointed questions, made notes about areas needing improvement. Victoria's marketing division had declining client retention rates. The data didn't lie. When I addressed it directly, she fumbled through an explanation about market conditions and seasonal fluctuations. I let her finish, then pulled up a comparison chart showing other offices in the region maintaining steady retention during the same period. "I'll need an improvement plan by Monday," I said evenly. She nodded, her earlier confidence completely deflated. After the meeting, she tried to approach me. I was already gone. Over the next 3 months, I transformed the division. I implemented new training programs, restructured underperforming teams, and brought in fresh talent. Bradford and Associates' numbers improved dramatically, except for Victoria's marketing department. Her retention rates continued dropping. Clients were requesting different account managers. Her flashy presentations no longer masked the lack of substance behind them. In April, exactly 1 year after the engagement party, I called her into my office for a performance review. She sat across from my desk, looking smaller than I'd ever seen her. "Your numbers aren't improving," I said, sliding the report toward her. "I'm trying," Victoria said quietly. "The clients are difficult and the team isn't supporting me properly." I leaned back in my chair. "The clients are requesting other managers because you never learned how to deliver actual results. You've spent your career being the exciting personality in the room, but you never built real skills." She looked up sharply. "This is about Andrew, isn't it? You're punishing me." I almost laughed. "This has nothing to do with Andrew. This is about your performance metrics, which have been declining for 8 months. You're on a 90-day improvement plan starting today." Victoria didn't last the 90 days. She resigned in June, citing creative differences and seeking new opportunities. I heard she moved to a smaller firm in another city. Andrew apparently stayed behind and they broke up shortly after. I didn't celebrate her departure or feel vindictive satisfaction. I just felt free. My team flourished under new leadership. Our division became the top performer in the region. Last month, I got promoted again to Vice President of Operations. Sometimes I think about that engagement party, about standing in Victoria's apartment hearing I was someone's plan B. She thought she was taking something from me. What she actually did was push me to stop settling for less than I deserved. The best revenge isn't getting even. It's becoming so successful that the person who hurt you becomes irrelevant. I'm not Nina the backup plan anymore. I'm Nina the VP, and I'm just getting started. So here's what I learned. Being called someone's plan B was the best thing that ever happened to me. It forced me to stop making myself smaller so other people could feel bigger. It taught me that loyalty without respect is just people-pleasing, and kindness without boundaries is just weakness waiting to be exploited. If you've ever been the dependable one, the quiet one, the one who did all the work while someone else took the credit, this is your sign. Stop waiting for permission to shine. Stop settling for people who treat you like an option. Your moment is coming, and when it does, they won't see it coming either. And to anyone out there who's been betrayed by someone they trusted, who's been humiliated in front of people they cared about, who's been told they're not enough, listen to me. The person who hurt you is counting on you staying small. They're banking on you being too kind, too scared, too loyal to walk away and build something better. Prove them wrong. Not with drama, not with revenge, not with the kind of mess they'd expect. Prove them wrong by becoming so undeniably successful that they can't ignore what they lost. Let them watch from the sidelines while you build the life they said you weren't capable of having. Because here's the truth they don't want you to know. The moment you stop letting them define your worth is the moment everything changes. Before you go, tell me in the comments, have you ever been someone's plan B? Have you ever had a friend or partner betray you, only to come back later when you'd leveled up? Drop your story below because I promise you're not alone, and someone reading this right now needs to hear that they can rise above it too. And if this story resonated with you, if it reminded you of your own journey or gave you hope that things can get better, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe so you don't miss what comes next, because trust me, the best chapters of your story haven't been written yet. Remember, Plan Bs don't stay in the background forever. Sometimes, we become the main character in our own story, and the people who underestimated us become footnotes in chapters they'll never understand. Stay strong, stay focused, and never ever let someone convince you that you're anything less than extraordinary.